Hello everybody, good evening. It is October 7th, 2025. It's Tuesday night and we're going to be making some cards tonight, and by the title you might have maybe figured it out. We're going to be showcasing some shaker cards this evening. I'm going to demonstrate two ways pretty fully, and depending on the time, the third way we might at least go through the motions of the third option. So 3 options of shaker cards tonight. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. I am Anne Murray, which means I am the AM of a Handmade by AM bevel. And if this is your first time here, hello and welcome. Please take a moment to like this video, that little thumbs up. Please feel free to leave me comments throughout the video if you have questions on anything. And obviously, if you are not already, click that subscribe button and then you'll get in a little notification so you know when I go live. I go live most Tuesdays at this time, which is 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I've been fighting the cats already this evening, and we'll see how that goes. This is not a cat-friendly evening. Hello, Mother. I do need to come over here to my cell phone and do a refresh because it's a little easier for me to track comments here on my cell phone while I'm working. So just before we get started, a couple of quick announcements. Goodness, knocking stuff over, huh? There we go. The Paper Pumpkin deadline is coming up. You want to get subscribed by the 10th. This month, October, is going to be 10 Christmas cards. So if you're looking for a great kit with some stamps and ink to get going on your Christmas card journey, you're going to want to sign up for this month's Paper Pumpkin. Currently, we are right in the middle of a kits collection sale. It started yesterday and it goes through tomorrow, up to 30% off kits. And I got an order that arrived today. I ordered a kit before I knew they were going to go on sale, but it's still available, so I'll show you. And there is also a great join special going on. So if you are ready to join the Stampinup family, you can do that this month for as little as $35 or the $99, and you get a varying amount of product based off of that. So if you are interested in signing up and joining the Stampinup family, joining my team, reach out to me and I can help you with that or answer any questions that you may have. I would love to support you in any way that you would like that. Hey, Melinda. Melinda is here. Yes, my mom, you did leave me a message. I was upstairs when you called, so I did see you left me a message. So I think that's it. I will just real quick do a kit, the kit that I got. We'll show that first before we get stamping, hoping that maybe a couple of more people will come on. Let's see. How's the screen look here? I feel like that is not like I'm. There we go. I was like, I'm not in frame correctly, so we fixed that. So that's good. That looks much better. So I picked up a kit that was released this month. It is a $14 kit. It's on sale for $12.60, and it's the Nutcracker tags. Again, this just showed up late this afternoon, and they are little tags like this. There's no stamping involved, which is why there's the lower price point, so you don't get a stamp set, but you have all of these cute little Nutcracker die cuts. Oh, there's a little drummer. Those that don't know, if you know, you know. So I kind of thought I would take these and put them, they would be really cute as the tag. So it'd be easy to snip off the top. And do I have a card base? And they're going to fit right on a card base. So my plan is to turn these little Nutcrackers into greeting cards. So stay tuned for that if you're going to need that inspiration. But then there are these long pieces here to use with the tag portion, or again layer on cards. Some little items here, and then there's some pre-printed sentiments, and they're going to be in several languages. So we have Believe in the Magic of Christmas, For You, Cheer to Last the Year, Sending Joy. So, and they're glittery, and they're not making a mess. So that's really, really nice. So if you're looking for some Christmas projects, this might be one that you want to pick up, and you want to do that tonight or through tomorrow. So there's this the wrong price. There's the sale price. All of the kits are in sale up to 30% off. There are some kits that are already unavailable. So, you know, it is shop early for the best selection. There we go. And let's see. Mom is saying that she had just ordered this one. So we will get started. I am going to use the same stamp bundle that I did last week. And if you did not see last week's video, make sure to head over and take a peek at that. We made this cute little card here with a little watercolor last week. This week we will be using the tree die. So this bundle is $33.25. It was released as an online exclusive. So if you have a printed catalog, you would not find this in there, but it is on the website. And so I just thought I'd take that out. It is the Pine Tree Trimming Bundle. You can get the stamp separately and the die separately, but at $33.25, you should get them together. And since there's just that few, just a nice amount of dies here, you know, a little handful, as why that price point is a little lower than bundles are normally. So with this, we're going to use the shaker domes, and we have the tree shaker domes, which is going to work with that die cut. You get 10 of them for $9. Again, you can find them online. So I'm going to go ahead and take one out, and this is what we're going to be seeing how to do this first. I guess I don't really need them in the plastic. Let's see, and I have a whole nother box. I'm going to use all of these shaker domes this Christmas. And we're also going to use the gold shaker stars, and these are $8, and it is a large tub of these. And I'll say I've made several shakers. This was our second Stamp Club project from September, and everybody's been using a healthy amount of stars. And I actually had purchased 2 tubs myself, so I had plenty of them to make good shakers. So if you happen to pick up this bundle, I would encourage you to pick up the shaker domes. Even if maybe you already have some sequins or something you would already want to use in your shaker and you don't need gold stars, but I would encourage you to get the cute little shaker domes, and I'm going to show you how to use them in this video. Or maybe you're not interested in this and maybe you need some good shaker material, because I'm going to show you some shaker cards that would not require the dome. So this card, I really love the color palette of this card. This is using the Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP, which was an online release. Are we out of focus? That might be a little better. And this actually is part of a suite that has snowflake stamps and dies, but I just purchased the paper because the snowflakes are shaped as like little pines, which I think pairs well with the pine tree trimmings bundle. And it's just lots of greens. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the process of using these shaker domes. Stampinup comes out with these in various shapes depending. There's been like a gumball machine, and I think there's a little pig belly. There's been jars and like mason jars in the past. There's been various just plain circles. There's been various shaker domes in the past. And to use these, they all kind of go the same way. So my DSP is 3 by 4 1/4, and I believe my cardstock is 1/4 inch less, so it's going to be 4 by 2 3/4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp a tree in the middle here, because the idea is this is going to go on top. And I am using more of the woodsy pine. And I'm going to stamp it with Mossy Meadow, which is like a shade darker than the Old Olive that I'm using here. Now, Old Olive, I do not actually think is part of the DSP color pack, but it's giving me that darker look to a little darker tone on tone feel, which is what I'm going for. Now for this, I'm going to try to stamp it in the middle as close as I can. And that looks pretty good. We'll give you a close-up of that stamp. So like really pretty boughs, tree boughs, bow, I don't know. So now the next thing we are going to do is we need to place some shaker stars onto this, because this here, high CPU usage, I bet. Let me see if I can close a couple of things and that might help a little bit. Hopefully my connection is good. Last week we lost the internet. So on this little shaker dome, there's this peel here, which is stickum, and the back has a peel, which is stickum. Okay, that's our adhesive for this. So just to give you a little look at these stars, they're in there's like big ones, small ones, and then you can see there's some that are even like hollow, outlined stars. So I'm going to take a healthy pinch here, and maybe just a little bit more. We can be generous. Again, there's a lot of stars in that tub, and we have a very small little dome, so they're going to go a long way. So I'm going to just take this, and I want to use my stamped image as my guideline of where to pile up my stars. I could come down a little bit if that's difficult to see. And I know the light is just fantastic, I know. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool. Take my pick tool, take your pick, take my pick. We're going to peel this off. So we have this fun little trash here. And I'm just going to line it up over my stamped tree and press down. Okay. And I missed a couple, which is fine. There's going to be... So there's that first portion. So now I need to place my DSP over the top. So I'm going to do a couple of things. And for my Stamp Club people, this is something that I should have told you to do, but it's not that big of a deal. So we can now see that that is removed. I'm going to come through with a little Tombow. I'm getting low on this one. I've been saying that for a couple weeks, but I just feel like I need to keep using it. And I'm just getting a little extra around. And that's just to help hold this paper. So this is going to go right over the top. And even without that Tombow, it's going to stick down, but I didn't want it to peel. Because if I didn't put that glue on, then I would lift up and you would see. So this is what it looks like from the back. Now, if your tree happened to not be stamped perfectly in the center, and you would come through with your scissors and just trim around. So easy, easy. So the finishing of this is actually going to be pretty simple. I do have here's my die cut from my paper. We're going to use that. What is kind of fun about this DSP is that Secret C is in it, which is that the faded black jean to blue color. And I have this large layer here, which is going to be our traditional first layer step, which would be 5 1/4 by 4, which is the Old Olive. So that is actually matching the tree. So this is the same, because it does give you a really cool effect. Now I could use a different color for this layer, but it does give us kind of a peekaboo effect. Now this piece of cherry cobbler is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, so it is going to give me a little bit of a larger border. I'm going to go ahead and put that down with my tape gun. Now to put this down, I'm going to recommend Tombow, just because to use your tape gun, you know, we'd be doing that. So this is where we decide if I actually need a new Tombow. Oh, see, look at it. Just when we thought. We're getting every cent out of this Tombow, I'm telling you. I am about to pull another one out of the cupboard, though. I'm getting it. Come on. A little bit more. Another option, if you were a little bit more confident, would be tear and tape also, possibly. So then I'm going to take this, and what is nice is we would have a little bit of wiggle room with the Tombow. So no extra dimensionals needed on this layering because we have the shaker. And then for the inside, I have a piece of white. Then I can hear that. I'm gonna go grab a Tombow up here. This is where my Tombow is stored. I ordered more of these. I only have 2? That can't be right. Oh, okay, there's more in that one. I was like, thou shalt not run out of Tombow. Okay, we're going to use the tape gun to put this down inside because we have that secret C card base, so it is, nobody's writing inside there without a piece of white. Ooh, brand new. We want to be really careful with this. Yeah, barely need to squeeze it. Oh my goodness. We can put our die cut tree in there, which is kind of fun. And then our sentiment, I have a little 1/2 inch piece, and I'm going to use the Happy Label Pick-a-Punch. And if you have not used one of these punches, so this first inside's 1/2 inch, then it's 3/4, and then 1 inch, so you get like 6 in 1. I always recommend that when you are at your trimmer and you're like, oh, I need a 1/2 inch piece, line it at the 1/2 inch line, but make it a little less, just a skosh less, and then it'll slide beautifully into these little crevasses. Sometimes if you measure it right at that 1/2 inch, it gets a little stuck in there. And I have the Sentiment Oh Christmas Tree, which I will stamp. I'll just use the Mossy Meadow. I think that's what I did. Nope, I need Old Olive. And this sentiment is in the stamps that I need to bring it down here so I can see, because we are trying to have some perfection here. Hey, Linda's on. Hello, Linda. And we'll just add this on with a few dimensionals. And this Christmas card, Shaker Dome, is complete. Ta-da! They all pretty much look the same. I actually now have 3 of these, which is great. Oh, I have a little sentiment inside. Sending Christmas wishes. I want them to be the same. We can do that. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Shaker down. So, we love that. It's fun. I think kids like this too, and you know, you can press on it. It's tactile. Of course, you get the sound. Kids always love a shaker card. But let's say you're like, oh, Marie, I don't like the dumb tree. No problem. You don't have to get the tree. We can use our lovely adhesive strips. We sell these long adhesive strips. And I have this, like, look, I have this one almost done. So for this, I did the same thing with the DSP that I did with this one, okay? And I've stamped my tree. Now, in this case, I have the adhesive strips. Correction. I used the window sheet, and I glued the window sheet on, so you can see that, and used Tombow to put that window sheet on. So I cut the window sheet probably like an eighth less than the DSP, so I'd have good coverage because I knew I had little lines. And then the adhesive strip, where they come together, I like to overlap a little bit. I've learned that through the years, so that's on there. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pile up our sequins. Now, we have more area because this whole part is the shaker versus just the tree. So with this one, you know, we might want a little bit more sequins, star shakers. And then I can peel off the backing. And I am aiming to fit over the tree. And then we're going to see what happens, because when I made my sample, yeah, I'm going to show you what I did to fix what is having occurred here. You can tell. So we have some escape stars. So when I lined it up, I should have had my shaker, my dimensional strip closer. I didn't do that. But what I did, and I have to do it maybe at the top here too. So what I did on my other one is I came through with a scrap. So this is like real life here. Because the goal is we need to seal that up. And I can come through with my scissors and cut that. And then I might take this piece. Oh man, I didn't do a good job at all on this one. So this is my advice, is you want, when you're doing those strips, don't do it around the, like, you want to bring it in on the border. So, you know, real life here. And I, of course, when I was making these last night for the samples, like, I did the shaker front, like all of this. I didn't assemble the card first and then do the second one. I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. That's glued down there now. I feel like that one should be okay. So that was my little fix. So here's my base, and I have a cherry cobbler, so we can put that layer down. Oops. And then we're going to come through and do like we did with the dome with the newer Tombow, because that one is not. It's in my holder, so I'm grabbing it. And I have sentiment. Now for this one, I used the shaded spruce as the card base. And I used the lighter, the white background DSP. So for the inside, I just did a small white panel to do a message, and then so I could glue that white tree. Because if this was glued on the white, I think it would have looked too weird. And then here's one with just the opposite. So I did the the cherry cobbler card base with the shaded spruce border. I'd try to circle the adhesive strip. Yeah, around the tree. Like if you, that makes sense. So this stuff does bend. So you could try to get closer around the tree. I think if you just did a square and you started at the point here and then came up, you wouldn't have to do that little close off surgery that you saw me do. But again, I had to do that on this one too. So I already knew going into this that was going to happen. So that's if you don't want to use the dome. So just to like compare. It's funny, they do sound different. Okay. But they look the same. Do you want the third shaker option, which is kind of fun? I know, I do think they look really nice. And I do feel like this is going to mail. I do need to figure that out. Where's my little mail trick thingy? I got a thingy. In my mind, it's going to mail. Maybe I want to put 2 stamps on it. Okay, you're going to have to put 2 stamps on it. This is my thing. You're going to have to put 2 stamps on it when you mail it. But you know what? Everybody's going to be so happy that they have this, okay? So the third shaker, which I haven't done in a while, is using a clear sleeve to make a shaker. Now this one I don't really have prepped, so I'm going just to talk you through this one a little bit. And maybe we can but how are we on time? It's not even 7 yet, so we're doing pretty good. So I'm using the same deal. I thought I brought out this paper. I don't have it die cut. Do I even have the... Oh, look, I even have the inside done on that. Pretty good. So this one you're going to need a clear envelope and stamp. These are really nice, high quality, clear envelopes. This DSP I have cut at 5 by 3 3/4. I would not go any bigger than that. You could go smaller, certainly. I would not go bigger, or you may not get everything that you want. So what I did, there is, let's pretend. Can we all pretend together? And maybe I'll do this shaker card later down the road. I should just get a green. What green? Shaded spruce. I kind of feel like I want to... So I'm going to cut a cardstock. a 1/4 inch less. So I said that this was 5 by 3 3/4, right? Is that what I said? Yep. So I'm going to do 3.5. You know, I might have actually have done this. It doesn't matter. This is going to work just fine. So let's pretend it's die cut. I'm going to stamp my tree. I'm going to do the die cut. I'm going to go and adhere the two together. Then I'm going to slip them into the sleeve, and I'm going to focus onto one corner. So we're pretending that this is die cut, right? Wow, I shouldn't have picked the black one or the really dark one. So these two are glued. This is glued together. So we're kind of giving like this faux look. Then you're going to take your sprinkles and we're going to throw a bunch in there. And you want it to go into that same corner. Okay, probably even more than that, honestly, for this type. Then what I do is I take, and I'll be able to unseal this, and I take this all the way down, you know, and I make sure I get much of the air out. And, okay, so now this is sealed there, and then I'm going to take tear and tape and line up on the back of the card, and then this will fold over, and it'll be this. Okay, and if you want a little bit more shake action, don't squeeze all of the air out. So then when you get ready to mount this on the card, you will notice I have a layer here. I cut that layer to 5 1/4 by 4. And it makes it look like that smaller 1/8 inch border because of the clear envelope kind of adds some length and height. So that's why I would not go any bigger than this 5 3/4 piece for your envelope section. Again, you could do smaller. So this is down with tear and tape, and then I take tear and tape all around in the middle, and that's how I place it onto the card. And then you end up with this, and then you can decorate the outside. You could do the sentiment inside, but here I did the sentiment outside, and I even glued. You have to just do a little dab of glue and then set it off to the side to dry, of the stars on the outside. And then that gives the little pocket shaker. And I'm going to put these back in here. And then I have one more sample to show you. That's not a shaker, but it goes with the star theme. Oh my goodness, they're just stuck in there. I'm going to have to make a shaker, I guess. It's already full. So last week I had said that I was going to heat emboss the last tree because we used this tree last week. This was the focus, and I wanted to use this one. And since I was using these star shakers, I was like, oh, I can do gold. And I pulled out the Modern Christmas DSP. And so we have this white, the black piece, which is this sheet here. I don't know how well the light is going. And then the stripe is from this piece. So I heat embossed it gold onto the black, gave it a white frame. It's on a white base. The inside, this little strip here, I believe is the opposite side of this one. So I put that in, and I even heat embossed the 'Tis the Season. So I couldn't bring myself to put a sentiment on the front of this one. I just couldn't. I did glue some of the shaker stars, so you kind of get, because so it looks like, there's just stars everywhere. I do not know if I've ever heat embossed a sentiment inside. This literally could be the first time I've ever done that, but I felt like it was needed because it's a white base, and I couldn't I don't know, I was playing around with putting the sentiment on the front, and it just felt like it disturbed, because it disturbed the time continuum if I were to put the sentiment on the front. So I was very happy with how this turned out. And I need to catch up on comments. Pretty card, thank you. So we like this one. I was pretty proud of this one. So, shaker 3 ways. We'll just look at that one a little bit more. Ooh. We have the clear envelope shaker. And something else about the clear envelopes, I've known people who have mailed their cards in a clear envelope. They put a white address label on and they send it through. I don't think there's money in there. We have the shaker dome, and we have the kind of more window sheet traditional with the strips shaker. So shaker 3 ways. Just, yeah, shake, 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 shake. That one's different. All of these are the same. So which one do you think you like best? Let me know in the comments. Do you like them all? Or are you like, oh, I want to try maybe that clear envelope one. Maybe you haven't done that before. I know I've done videos with this. It's just, I know it would be way old Facebook videos that don't exist anymore. I have them all downloaded. So, and this one has loosened up a little bit the more it's kind of been played with, which is fun. I like this style. If you have, I think it's cute if there's snowflake sprinkles, because it looks like falling snow. But the stars are kind of fun too, because it's like falling stars. You can kind of like tap it, and they're all at the bottom. But honestly, even if this one doesn't shake that much, like if it is really tight, it is kind of, you want to make it to where they're kind of scattered throughout, and it gives you like this really cool scattered. It is interesting, the different sound. Let's see. Which one's the easy? Okay, I'm seeing, comments. Very expensive. They do look expensive. It's the gold, I think. Which one's the easiest one? Let's see. I see somebody who's never commented before. Charlene, is that right? Charlene? You think this one's the easiest, maybe? The sleeve? I would say the sleeve might be the easiest. I don't know. I think they're all kind of easy. It just depends. I honestly think the window sheet one is probably the hardest, because you have to, and I had that step already done, you have to put the Tombow down and put the window sheet on, and you need to let it dry, and it will take a minute or two. So it's a little bit more time involved. I honestly think the shaker dome might be the cleanest, easiest in some ways, just because it already has the adhesive on it. It's like, put it in the middle, but you do have to get your stuff. This one's the most labor intensive, I think, with the window sheet. So it really depends on what you're looking for. And I was kind of mad. I stuck this down and I wanted to put ribbon on it. I wanted to put put this through the back and have the bow up here in the corner, but I already had it down on a card. So maybe for this one, because I thought it would look pretty on that dark paper to have this bow on the outside. So it would have been behind and like that maybe, or maybe like this, to have the bow on top. I think like that would have been. So it's just what happens. You get in the room and I just start. If you're new here, I do a lot of this and squirrels. I was really good with squirrels today. I was like very, very focused. But they're fun. You know, use the same techniques for birthday cards, especially if you've got like a kid's birthday. I have not, and even adults like this, nobody can pick this up and not shake it. That is the truth. People are like, oh, look at that. And then you just start shaking them around. So I do have some, let's see, let me check comments. Okay, so I do have some show and tell. I do feel. I got ordered today, which means I have stamps and dies and the new packaging. Oh. So I will show them here. My camera is so crooked. You know, one day we'll have a professional operation. I can't believe this is glued down. It's driving me nuts. This old olive. There we go. I feel much better now. So this is the new packaging. These are the stamps. This is the dies. So you can get an idea. This is the... I need to see a different camera view so I can see. So there's the difference. It even needs to come up higher. So we don't get this anymore. That's probably the thing I'm bummed about the most. However, the fact now that the dies have the pictures, love. And what I've already seen some people doing is if you have a die and stamp bundle, is they're putting them into the same envelope. And the new closure, the current one we have, stinks. This is much better. And I will just say, images are not always going to be the same size as the artwork. And for these dies here, we can see that there is a massive difference. The mill on this plastic's a little thinner than what our dies currently come in, but it is not, I wouldn't call it cheap by any means. I'm very happy with this. So this is, it tells there's 12 dies, 10 stamps. So all of the stamps, you know, moving forward will always be photopolymer. So this is going to be the same. We're used to having the thin peel part and then this thicker piece to go with. And again, it does tell us there's 10 stamps, so you can do a quick stamp count. There is not a print on the inside. I don't know if I'm going to be that bothered by that personally. So there's the new packaging. I'll do a quick camera switch so you can see it by my head. Okay, so here's our, well, those are the dies. I guess I should do stamps. So in November, when the next round of online exclusives, all of the stamps and dies will be in this packaging. They will be the same size. So even, now anything in current packaging stays, but even in these little mini dies, they will come in this large folder. So it makes it, you could, you know, have them like in a little tub and you could flip through. And I could see, like, if you had them in the same one, then you could see the dies or the stamps on both. So I needed a new floral set. We all do, right? Obviously. I really like the dies with this one. And this is part of a mega suite. I did not get the other stamp and die bundle, but I got the paper and the bling. I got some other new stuff, but this is really what I wanted to show. Was this, like, it feels, I think it feels nice. I do have a smaller, probably, stamp set. So this one's down here. So this, you know, it moves a little bit. I don't think it's a big deal, but this is, look at my new favorite punch. Haven't even used it yet, but I'm telling you, that is my new, welcome, my new favorite punch. And it's bundled with this cute little saying set. So this is coming in November. And there's a lot of other cute stuff. Vellum is returned in November. It's 12 by 12 vellum sheets. Praise the heavens. Praise the Lord. We do have vellum back. I almost went through the whole pre-order stuff and didn't see the vellum, and I'm just so happy. So whenever I see anybody next, if you, so like my Stamp Club people, you'll be able to see the new packaging when we have Stamp Club later this month. Maybe we'll use, I know I said I was going to do fall cards, though. We need to use some of that new stuff, though. For sure. Last thing I want to remind everybody about the Advent calendar. It is $99. Don't forget you will earn Stampin' Rewards. You could even use Stampin' Rewards for this. And you do get this great stamp set. So they estimate this is like $125 value. The only way to get these products that are in this is getting the Advent calendar. There are spoiler videos out there. So I won't spoil things, though, you know, if how many people are still watching 5? Like, if people start going, open one, I might open one. So we'll see how those comments go. I have looked through the spoiler video because I'm that person. I would say if you like feminine stamp sets, I would consider this like a whole, like maybe a suite of products. They all coordinate very nicely with each other. You would like these products in here. So there's 12 deals. I obviously, as you can see, have not opened any yet. But I have thought about popping them open and making some projects. I do think we get some templates. I need to read that. There are some projects, some samples that I know I have access to see. I'm trying to think if customers do. But I could tell you one thing, probably could make a shaker card with what's in here. Ooh. Let's see. Look at that. Mom is like the best. Mom's like, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. Mom's like my hype person. If you are seeing the live chat or the live chat replay, Kimberly is my mom. It's weird to say Kimberly. Kimberly. I think only her mom called her Kimberly. Kimberly. Probably her dad too. So, you know, if you're looking for a Christmas gift for yourself or for a really good friend. I had a really good friend buy this for me. My mom actually got this. I was like, what'd you order too? You must have ordered one for me. I do really like this stamp set. It's kind of technically a double stamp set because there's the sentiments and then the flowers and the little, like there's flowers and butterfly. And if you are new around here, I love a mixed font, so that's another reason why I do like this. This is exclusive to the deal. This is this will probably hang out in my collection forever, just because it is kind of an exclusive thing. I like that big thanks because it's big. The word big is big. So do not forget the kits sale goes on through tomorrow, up to 30% off kits. Please take advantage of that. Kits are great for you. They're great for travel. They're great to do with your kids, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, the neighbors, church kids. They also make really great gifts because they are, everything you need is, outside of maybe some scissors, you probably need some scissors to cut ribbon or something, is included. You get, if there's stamping, you get an ink spot, you get stamps and a little block to do. But there's several kits that there are no stamping. A couple weeks ago I had my garland that I made back here, which was a glue gun extravaganza, and I posted a picture of it around my whiteboard in my cubicle downtown. The haunted house from last year is currently available. You could get that and get that. If you ordered today, tomorrow, you'd have that haunted house in time. You got to glue gun it. That was super popular last year. You have the little tags I just showed you. There's just so much to choose from. So if you're looking for something quick and easy, the glue gun ones may not be super quick. But as far as the cards or the treat packaging, quick and simple, please take advantage of that. I want to thank you all for being here. I should be here next week. I kind of thought I wasn't going to be in. Wiley's schedule is different next week. I was going to go down with him, but now he's not going where he goes normally. So I'll probably be here. I don't know what we'll do for a video. I need to do some fall cards, so that's probably what I'm going to aim to do. So get some quick fall inspiration, because I've like just jumped into Christmas and have skipped fall. I don't really do Halloween. There's plenty of people online who do Halloween, so go at it. I decorate with leaves and pumpkins, and then I'm good for a couple months. You know, I get September, October, November tree. Makes it easier for me in my brain. So thank you all for being here. If you're still here and you have not, please make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Hopefully you got the newsletter from me today. So if you normally get it and you didn't see it, you better just go look at it. I don't think there's anything too exciting. There's still the join special. So take some time out, make some cards, and most importantly, and I know I forgot to say this last week because I had all the technical difficulties. Mail your cards out. Send a card out to somebody this week. Make somebody's day. I know postage just keeps going up. Everything does. And, there's just a lot of crazy stuff that always is going on. And just a beautiful handmade card to somebody really could brighten their day. So I'm going to encourage you, mail your cards. I have so many. As you can see, I have the rack and all of those boxes full. So please, and then there's more over here. I did get some of my miscellaneous stuff packaged up into bags today, this last week, so that was pretty proud. Please mail a card. We'll see you around the internet. Follow me over on Facebook if you're not already. I've actually been posting stuff over there in the last week or two. I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. We'll see you around. Bye.